Well, here we are.
Friday.
It's Friday, and we have a pretty nice weekend-looking forecast.
Yeah.
Pretty nice-looking weekend forecast.
No,
That's what I meant to say.
Nice weekend.
I said a weekend-looking forecast. See, it's been interesting. We had near record highs the last few days, and we could hit a record high today. It's going to be warm over the weekend, and then next week could be some record highs. So, good times. Some people
could see some rain.
Could see some rain coming up by
So
trick or
important.
treat time. So keep that in mind. I don't have a costume yet. Do you and Gibby have costumes? No?
We're so lame.
I know.
I feel like I'm the Grinch of Halloween because I don't really love dressing
Oh, you
up.
don't? Oh, okay. Well, as the years go by, I just want something simple. Like my wife really wants something simple because she wants something that she could maybe wear to work, kind of that day, or just.
It's just like a T-shirt. You still get to be comfy.
Yeah. Like sometimes I think she did like a Where's Waldo or something.
That's
you just wear that
cute.
kind of T-shirt.
Yeah.
Where you're not, dressed up as Spider-Man, with the mask and everything.
Yeah.
I will say there was, some people go a little too much, like all out. And we were at somebody's house, a party or something a few years ago, and this guy was dressed as Deadpool, which is
Yes.
but he
Reynolds.
had the whole mask, the whole outfit on. And so how are you supposed to have a conversation with somebody who has a whole superhero mask? You can't even see his eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, he
How
just
does
looks
he
like,
breathe?
I don't know. I mean, he just looks like the character from the movie Deadpool with the full everything. And I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is. I think he's the
And how do
husband
they go
of,
to the bathroom?
well, I don't want to know that. But he's like the husband of somebody who my wife knows, but I'm sitting down like having a conversation with him. I have no idea who he is. It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like, what do you talk about? Like things in the neighborhood, or do you talk about like the villains that he's
The
killed?
villains?
I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
he probably has a lot to say. That's
Very,
so
very
funny.
strange. So, if you're one of those people, just keep that in mind. It's odd to talk to somebody who has a full superhero mask on.
Like, I'm the type of person that will probably get Ryder a costume.
Yes.
So we have a little lion's mane for him.
Oh, yes.
So that's cute. And I wanted to get a Thing 1 and Thing 2 shirt for he and his brother because
Yeah.
they're both absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
But they don't have, like, I looked on Amazon and they don't have the extra large.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared large is still not going to be big enough.
It's not
'cause
gonna
they're
be big
fluffy.
enough, no, yeah.
And so they don't have extra large. So I was like, well, I guess no costumes this year. I'll be better next year.
But the lion's mane on a
It's
golden
cute,
retriever
yeah.
is really cute, yeah.
So we'll see.
So anyway, as you could tell, we have a packed show today, and we got some really good stuff. We do have an animal story.
Oh, of course.
We got some animal
We got some
stories because
football
it's Animal Story
stories.
Friday, so that's the way we do it. Tropical update. Let's get to it.
And, thankfully things are quiet right now, but November is probably not going to be very quiet.
Probably not this year. Usually we don't have that many storms in November, but this has been a weird year. It's kind of backloaded. It's, we've had some interesting, stuff happens really quickly. We had that with Nadine and with Oscar. And
Just kind of out of the blue on both of
yes, both of them, especially Oscar, just was like, whoa. And we'll show you what happened with Nadine here in a minute, but it's interesting that we have to watch the Caribbean or Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean Sea,
I guess
whatever.
it is Caribbean. Yeah, I think Caribbean.
Now I don't know what I say. Both. But the waters are piping hot. And if we learned anything from said Oscar, which we just mentioned, and Nadine, I mean, all these tropical systems need is just a small window of favorable conditions for development. It moves over these water temps in the mid 80s. And I wouldn't be surprised if some spots are maybe even a little bit warmer than that, close to the upper 80s. And I mean, these things can just move and intensify pretty quickly. If you remember with Oscar, it went from nothing to a hurricane in the matter of 12, maybe 18 hours tops.
It happened. And you made an excellent point, which is like, you only need, because these things encounter shear and things like that, but you only need it to die down and be hospitable conditions for like a day, maybe even less than a day. And then all of a sudden you go from tropical wave, it's like 0 to 60, and you could get a hurricane forming.
And that's potentially by the middle of next week, something that we'll be monitoring in the southwestern Caribbean. So take a look at here, our latest model showing, okay, there's the potential for a little spin up. You can see far to the south of Jamaica there. But it's going to be interesting what some of the models, I know you were mentioning the Fujiwara effect.
Yes, it was showing 2 areas of low pressure, one by Cuba and then another one down there to the south, and they're kind of swirling around each other.
So weird.
And but this is interesting too, because so the GFS model runs,
Which this is.
yeah, but like a couple of the previous runs were showing a low closer to Jamaica, so like a little farther to the north. So each new run is going to, vary a little bit, but it has been consistent.
Yeah, that's something. And they're pretty good at sniffing out activity, but we got to wait for all of them to get kind of an agreement. But I think that's why it's so important to not just look at the one model run, because that's obviously not gospel. If you look at the timing, 12 o'clock noon next week on when just something could form. What happens after that? I mean, we're still a week out. Yeah. So just know that we will continue to bring you the updates, whether it's here on Forecasting with Friends, on air, or on the Fox Local app.
The Fox Local app, which is now available for your phone.
And we love it. So Patty would be the next name on the list if we do get a storm. But remember Nadine. Well, Nadine, 100% lost its Nadine characteristics. So it moved over Central America and Mexico, and then it spit out into the Pacific. So it got a new name of Christy.
And then got super strong, which is crazy. I mean, the funny thing, I didn't know if they were going to keep the name on that thing. It was iffy.
Yes, it was really close.
You could still see it spinning across like southern Mexico and stuff. But anyway, once it got out there over the Pacific, it just blew up. And I don't know if it ever officially hit 5, because the winds
I think it was 4.
Yeah, the winds got up to 155 miles per hour, which like puts it right at the highest end of Category 4 status. I don't think it ever hit a 5, but it was very, very close. But didn't get a ton of attention because it's away from land, out in the Pacific, but it was still pretty impressive to see. I like the ones that are sort of in the middle of nowhere, because then you could just like behold, you just watch how beautiful these things are when they're not hitting land.
Yes, exactly. It is so impressive to see, and obviously glad that it's away.
Yes.
Staying out to sea, but it's just so interesting because I think folks are wondering, how often does this actually happen, that you have them kind of move basins? I mean, starting in the Caribbean, I will say Nadine ran out of real estate pretty quickly. Yeah. Like, it was a named storm, it made landfall. But then the fact that it has all this open water in the Pacific to just keep churning is really interesting. And so I was doing some research. The day Nadine formed and the day Oscar formed, having 2 storms form on the same day. Not very common, but it happened back in 2020.
That was super busy year.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was my first year working in Orlando. And I remember at one point we had a map across the entire basin, and there were like 5 or 6 systems. Yeah. One that was about to turn hurricane. It was crazy. But it was Wilbur, and now I'm going to say that, and maybe it was Wilma. Okay, I'm going to get back to you guys on the name. I'll look it up. But then we went into Alpha and Beta.
Yes.
All on the same day. So it was the last name storm and then went into the Greek alphabet, which was just kind of crazy.
And just for folks who may be wondering, the Greek alphabet got mixed reviews from folks because a lot of the letters sound very similar. So like, beta and theta. And so there was iota. It got kind of confusing for people that year in 2020. So now what they have is an alternative set of names that reset at A. So if we were to get past W this year, then we would just go back to another A,
which
a different
it makes
A.
sense. And the Greek alphabet, it's not so intuitive if you're not like really used to it. Okay, I looked up. It's Wilfred.
Oh, Wilfred.
Wilfred. I was like, oh gosh, it was on the tip of my tongue. Bradley, just while we're still chatting, can we go to the animal stories next, and then we'll do our football package in the next block? I have Bradley's
Oh wait, but
best.
we had Robert Ray's package from. You want to skip that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll
because we
we
talked for a little while. It's Animal Story Friday.
We're gonna come up with a good name.
I know,
guys. We keep promising you, but we're working on it.
It's Animal Story Friday, and do we have the my
we
little?
Yes.
Okay.
We have your friend first.
Okay, so this story was on our 5 a.m. show, and immediately I said, I'm gonna go grab it and put it in Forecasting with Friends. So this is Periwinkle the penguin, who has gone viral online. He's at a Washington zoo, and his story is look at his little foot, capturing hearts on social media. So if you look closely, you'll see he has a little boot, a boot on his foot. So Periwinkle was smaller than most penguins when he was born. He already had multiple surgeries to repair a leg injury, but the zoo says that he's a fighter and he's working hard at physical therapy. They're focusing on regaining his strength so that he can go swim with his other penguin colony. So they made him like a little prosthetic foot. And yeah, so Periwinkle, he's a good boy. He's hanging in there.
How cute of a name is that?
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
So
he's a little guy.
But you know, it's like in the wild, you know, if that were to happen to an animal, they're just goners, you know.
Pretty much.
But it's kind of cool, you know, in a zoo that they have veterinarians and zoologists and all of that good stuff that could help take care of little Periwinkle, because it sounds like he's a real character.
He's so cute. I mean, take a look at that boot. I just love, he's like, okay, sorry, it's 3 o'clock. I have to go to my PT appointment.
Yeah, you
like,
got PT appointment.
We'll be back. We'll see you in an hour.
Yeah, how does one become a penguin physical therapist?
I don't know, but
it's a good job to have. Yeah.
That sounds like
a good job to have.
Okay.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Periwinkle.
And we brought you this story probably 2.5, 3 weeks ago now, but there has been a winner. Do you remember the Fat Bear contest?
Of course.
Okay, so there was some drama. This was in Alaska's Katima?
Something like that.
National Park. Anyway, people have been voting on which bear is prepared best for winter hibernation. And guess what? The female grazer won.
Wow.
For the second year in a row, beating out male bear Chunk, which by more than 85,000 votes.
Wow.
But the thing is, the drama with this was a personal win. Grazer avenged her son, who was mauled to death by Chunk before that competition began.
Oh, see, I didn't know about this new development.
Yes.
There was a terrible, terrible occurrence where two of the contestants in the Fat Bear Week contest, one of them was mauled by the other one.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there was a family connection, though.
So Grazer's like, I'm winning over you, Mr. Chunk.
Gosh. I'm sure she'd rather just have her
yeah, exactly. Back. It's really sad. I hope they gave her extra cake or something.
Poor Grazer. Oh my gosh. But she is floofy. I mean, she's definitely well saved up for that winter hibernation.
You know, she's going to come out a new mom on the other side of winter, and she's going to win again. Three-peat. I think she can do it.
Oh, it shows the before and after, huh? Like...
Look at Chunk.
Yeah, like Chunk. Yeah, Chunk. Look at that belly on Chunk. He's got some hips on him, too.
Yeah, like the chest not that big. It's the belly.
The chest was not so big.
Okay, but Grazer, look at that.
Yeah, that's put on some size. Yeah, so there's Chunk there. Yeah, not so much on the pecs, but he just does a lot of squats.
I just love it.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe we can get a video of them snoozing.
Congratulations to Grazer up there in Alaska, who gained the most weight for her hibernation.
It's impressive. Okay, guys, when we come back, our very own Ramisha Shade actually came out with a forecast for everything football that you need to know this weekend. And
Lots
we're talking
of specifics.
High school, college, to pros. Whatever you're a fan of, all the above, we've got you covered after the break.
Hello to you. I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shade. We've made it through another work week, just about at least, and it's time to look ahead to some Friday night football action. Of course, we got some big college football games coming up this weekend on Saturday, and my favorite, we've got the Texans back in action, back in town, coming up this Sunday out at NRG. So a lot to talk about. So let's get right to the first game. This is going to be a big one. Friday night football, 7 p.m. kickoff in Humble, North Shore at Atascocita. North Shore right now, 8-0. So they're trying to keep that win streak going undefeated. Let's see if that will continue after tonight's game. Kickoff weather looking pretty good, mostly clear, 80 degrees, so a little warm for kickoff temps, but not much to worry about weather-wise, just a few clouds, no need for the rain gear. So looking good overall for this game. Right around halftime, 76 degrees, mostly clear skies, and towards the end of the game, guess what? It should be dry, so no need to bring the rain jacket or the umbrella or rain boots. And it's going to be pleasant as well towards the end of the game. Those temperatures dipping to the low 70s. So good luck to both of those teams. All right, let's move along to our next Friday night football game. This is going to be another big one. Pearland versus Shadow Creek. This is actually a district championship game, and kickoff temperatures feeling pretty good. Right at 79 degrees, right at 7 p.m. That's when the kickoff is going to be. 9 o'clock, pleasant and dry, 75. And as we go through the night, 10, 11 o'clock, likely temperatures near 70 degrees with just a few clouds expected. So good luck to Pearland and good luck to Shadow Creek. If you are going to be out there, no major weather issues expected. All right. Final game that I'm highlighting for Friday night football, at least. This is Full Shear versus George Ranch. Once again, another 7 p.m. kickoff. And guess what? Full Shear also undefeated so far for this season, 8-0. So this is going to be another good one. We'll get to see if Full Shear can keep that undefeated record. Right at kickoff time, likely temperatures in the low 80s, halftime 75 degrees, and towards the end of the game, right at 72 degrees, and another pleasant night for this game. So good luck to all of the teams, the ones that I featured and the ones that I didn't get to, but good luck to all of the football teams playing around Southeast Texas for your Friday night football. All right, let's switch gears and move to Saturday and some college football action. We've got the University of Houston homecoming for Saturday right at 6 p.m. So, you know, homecoming is always super exciting, usually events going on throughout the week. So, of course, the football game, the culmination of a week's worth of fun events, and it looks like weather will be pretty nice for this one as well. Of course, this one's going to be a little bit earlier, so temps will be a bit warmer. 83 degrees for this 6 p.m. kickoff, halftime right around 77 degrees, and towards the end of the game, temperatures likely in the middle 70s. But guess what? Once again, it should be dry, so no major weather issues to worry about. Same story for Grambling versus Texas Southern. It's going to be another quiet weather day for Saturday. This kickoff right around 6 p.m. as well. 82 degrees, still warm, and it should be dry still by 8 o'clock. As that sun sets and we dip to the 70s right around 8 o'clock, 75 degrees with just a few clouds. So good luck to Grambling, good luck to Texas Southern. Should be another good matchup. All right, here's the one I'm very excited about and the one I plan to be at myself this Sunday. Of course, Texans back at home. Colts will be in town, kickoff at noon. But of course, you know the action gets started earlier than that. We've got tailgating all Sunday morning, so it's going to be fairly mild for tailgating, but of course as we go through the afternoon, those temps heating up. But walking up to NRG shouldn't be that bad. Kickoff temps right around 81 degrees, so an excellent start to the game. Towards the end of the game though, those temps are heating up, getting closer and closer to 90 degrees, but mostly sunny skies expected for your Texans weather for football Sunday. And hopefully the Texans can pull off the win and rebound from last week's loss. All right, extended temperature outlook as we go through the end of this month into early November. You see a lot of red on the map. We are talking about really toasty temperatures. So temperatures likely remain above average. We really could use some rainfall. We haven't had a drop of rain recorded officially out at Bush Intercontinental Airport so far for this month. So we need some rain. Here is the good news. By the end of October, early November, it looks like our rain chances finally start to improve as you see a little bit of green showing up on this map. Now, we don't want a lot of rain coming up for Thursday night because, of course, that is Halloween night trick-or-treating, and here's your preview for that. Right now, I'm just going to keep that rain chance for trick-or-treat plans around 7 o'clock at 30%, so maybe a few spooky showers to impact your trick-or-treating, but don't cancel plans right now. Pick out your costume, have a great time because it looks like it'll just be a few showers and nothing so widespread that you would have to cancel your plans. Likely Thursday night around 7 p.m. Temperatures hovering right around 79 degrees. So overall, we are looking pretty good for a weekend football plans, trick-or-treat forecast. A little rain right now, but hopefully we'll keep those rain chances low when you can get out and have a great Halloween evening. Once again, Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shade.
Okay, guys, forecast time. Well, it's going to be another warm one today, but honestly, great. You know, if you have a patio and it's covered, maybe you have a fan out there, maybe you could do some work outside, and I'd be very jealous. Well, I will say peak heat is going to be warm. Record values at 91. We're probably going to get really close to that, if not maybe a degree below. All in all, though, we stay warm through the extended forecast, but could we be seeing some showers by next week? Definitely going to be a possibility. I think a lot of folks probably sick of using their sprinklers. So we're talking about hopefully a little bit of relief on the way. I don't think it's going to maybe be all too rainy, but something that we'll be watching for you today across Harris County. Upper 80s, low 90s, and we stay pretty warm through the weekend. Low 90s Saturday. We are going to be feeling a little bit of that humidity today, and then it continues to build throughout the weekend. Highs right around 89 degrees. But here we go with the forecast rain. So it is going to be higher chances further north, and this is likely going to be in the middle to the end of next week. So Wednesday, Thursday for us here in Southeast Texas. You can see rain totals not all too impressive, but I think just the word showers in the forecast, people are really looking forward to that. And starting on Halloween through early November, yes, rain chances up just a bit for us, not only in Texas, but across the midsection of the U.S., Dallas to Chicago, and then even up toward Minnesota, going to be seeing wetter than normal conditions. But take a look at the temperatures. There's literally a line. Eastern third of the country going to be cooler than average, and the center and out east, western, going to be above average. So there you go. If you like it warm, then this forecast is going to be for you, but you can see 40% chance for showers coming in on Wednesday and Thursday, your Halloween. So I wouldn't say right now you need to cancel any Halloween costumes that you have. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Do you need a rain jacket for the costumes? Do you need like fleece lined shirts underneath? No, thankfully.
Not this year, no. I think it was cold last year, at least kind of windy from what I remember. The warm and breezy, I was talking to, I mentioned the forecast to our big boss, and he said, well, you know, this wind, because it looks like it's going to be breezy next week, and that might be an issue for like people's yard decorations and things, you know, like all these blow up jack-o'-lanterns and anything like that you have.
The ghosts hanging from the tree?
Yep, make sure it's nice and tied down. Hey, that's just about going to do it for our Forecasting with Friends here on this Animal Story Friday.
We love it, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Bye.